Where's Daddy?
Oh, he's still at the hospital. He had to stay there all night.
But he has to get ready for the wedding.
Oh, sweetheart, I'm sorry, but I don't think Mac and Felicia are going to be getting married today.
There you go. Decaf for you and the wee one.
Thank you.
The rest are all full strength, though I doubt even a triple shot of espresso could elevate our moods after what happened to Duke last night.
Can't believe it. I mean, we're all in here living it up while my best man was...
Just outside that door, while his life was slipping away.
I'm dumped. The glasses must have been switched. That's the only way to explain what happened to Herr Lavery.
I've lived so many years without you. Faison played all those cruel tricks on me. And then I mourned you all over again. I just didn't think it was possible for you to be returned to me, but you were. You know, I think about this. That maybe I just didn't cherish our reunion as much as I should have. But that's because my mind was just clouded from Faison. I'm so sorry for that. But it didn't stop you. You just waited for me to come to my senses. And I did. I love you so much. I don't want to lose you again. Yeah, I'm fine. I'll be better when he's recovered. Did you get a diagnosis yet?
Well, the MRI and the CAT scan both show no signs of aneurysm or stroke. There's no brain trauma whatsoever.
Oh. So is it a heart attack?
I conferred with Monica, and there's no signs of cardiac arrest or anything like that.
Okay.
And I did get the results of a comprehensive tox screen.
What is it?
There are near lethal overdose levels of a very powerful sedative in Duke's bloodstream.
Uncle Mac and Aunt Felicia have to get married. I'm the flower girl. I have a special dress, and I have to sprinkle rose petals down the aisle.
And that's a very important job, sweetheart, and I promise you, Uncle Mac and Aunt Felicia can't get married without you. I just don't think they'll be getting married today.
Why not?
Sweetheart, come here. Something really sad happened last night. Your Uncle Duke got sick.
No, thank you. That's been a big help. They will only release information to an immediate family member.
They can't just tell us nothing.
Don't worry. At this point, no news is probably good news.
Well, I'm not just gonna sit here. Maybe we should go to the hospital.
We can't. They won't allow any visitors. Well, I'm not a visitor, at least not to any patient. You know, Ellie's on duty. Perhaps she, in her official capacity, can get some information.
You know, it can't hurt to try.
All right, I'm coming with you. You see Vanna needs back.
Okay. Tell Anna that we're thinking about her.
All right, we'll do.
You okay?
No. It's not fair. Duke and Anna have been through so much together. And now, for this to happen to them, don't they deserve a happily ever after, too?
How is that possible? Duke, he has to have been drugged by someone.
The drug in his system is propofol. Can we study another large bore IV fluids wide open? I'm on it. We need to flush the toxins from his system. The amount of drugs in his blood work is off the charts.
Okay, Patrick, I'm gonna ask you something, and I want you to be really honest with me. Is Duke gonna make it?
Interesting reading.
What are you doing?
Well, the maid let me in. Speaking of the maid, does she double as a bodyguard
Oh,
because...
forget the maid. What are you thinking? You shouldn't be here.
Well, why not? I'm Derek Wells. I'm here to consult with you about some artwork I want to purchase.
Who's the artist?
Well, hell if I know. It's your department, darling.
Andrew Elliott. He's a star on the rise.
Andrew Elliott. I will keep that in mind.
But what are you really doing here? What is so important you'd risk being discovered by the Quartermaines?
Well, we need to have a little confab. About Duke Lavery.
I can't give you any guarantees, Anna, but from everything you told me about this guy, he's been in much worse situations, which to me says that if I was going to bet on anybody, I'd bet on him.
So would I.
We need to watch his vitals. If they start to come up, then we'll be out of the woods.
So then we just wait.
Unfortunately, that's all we can do right now.
Okay. Propofol, how does he get drugged like that? I mean, how do you administer a dose like that?
Well, a dose like that would act very quickly. He must have ingested it right before he was unconscious.
We had champagne. That's right. We were toasting Mac and Felicia, and we gone off into a private corner, and that's when he started to get his symptoms. So someone must have slipped a drug into his drink.
Who? Does Duke have any enemies?
Oh, God, yeah. Unfortunately, yeah, he does.
So annoying. The dose was calibrated to Anna's size, not yours. Verdammte dumme Kuch for being so slim. Ah, well, what's that saying? No use crying over spilt milk. And all is not lost. Not as long as you die before you wake.
Mother! What the hell are you doing here?
Relax, doctor. It's just the two of us. Your medicine roommates are out.
Just in case one of them comes home unexpectedly, there's no possible way I could explain you.
Ach, you worry for nothing. They are busy dealing with Duke Lavery's sudden illness.
What are you talking about? Oh my God. Did you have something to do with this?
Germana must be sad that Uncle Duke's sick.
Yeah, I think that she is.
What's wrong with him?
Your daddy doesn't know yet, but he's doing everything he possibly can to make sure that your Uncle Duke gets better.
Then we don't need to worry. Daddy will fix him. I know he will.
Right now, the best thing we can do for Duke is to stay positive, okay? Jumping to conclusions before we have all the facts isn't gonna help anyone.
Spinelli said he would call as soon as he knew something.
I'm not calling Spinelli. I'm calling Kevin and Lucy. Kevin and Lucy? Why? I want them to step in for Anna and Duke when you guys get married.
So what can you tell us about Duke's condition? He ingested a near-lethal dose of a very powerful sedative called propofol.
That's the narcotic that killed Michael Jackson. Are you saying that...
Never fear, he's hanging in there, but as to his prognosis, I'm afraid I can't say.
Duke's enemies are legion, starting with Cesar Faison, but he's safely tucked away in prison.
Anyone else?
Yeah, sure. Plenty.
Hey. I just got the details, propofol.
We're flushing his system right now.
Patrick thinks he's gonna pull through, though.
Good. Glad to hear that.
I'll be back.
Okay.
Any idea who did this one?
No, that's what we were just discussing. I'm trying to think like a cop. And not a woman who's very worried about someone she loves, but I can't, I'm not doing that very well.
Okay. I remember when I thought I lost Lulu, my mind went racing in a million different places.
None of them good.
Right. Hey, look, you helped keep me sane that night. I want to do the same for you. We will catch the coward who did this to him, but time is of the essence.
Okay. Yep. You're right. Okay.
Okay. Hey, so, anyone... You have bad blood with anyone in town? Do you have words with anybody recently?
Yeah. Yes. You know, he did. With that woman, you know, that Ava Jerome.
Really, Julian, what's to talk about? Duke is in the hospital with an as-yet undiagnosed ailment.
Which you know nothing about, of course.
If the doctors can't figure it out, how could I?
Oh, give it up, Ava. We both know that you tried to kill the man without first consulting me.
I thought you owned that newspaper. You might want to read it once in a while. Tell me, where exactly does it say that Duke's collapse was a result of foul play?
Please, we can both read between the lines, okay?
Well, then you're seeing things. I didn't do anything to Duke Lavery. But if you want to know the truth, I was sitting here thinking that perhaps you had.
Well, if I wanted to kill the man, why in the hell would I put it on the front page of the newspaper?
To throw the police off the scent.
Well, that's a very good idea, but I'm sorry. Unfortunately, I have nothing to do with Duke's condition.
Well, as I said, neither do I. But I doubt he was felled by natural causes. Someone tried to do him in.
Well, if it wasn't one of us, who was it?
Me? Why would you think I'm involved with this? Lavery collapsed. They don't know why.
Please, Mother. I know you and Duke have a long history.
You are mistaken. It is your father who despises Duke Lavery. Cesar saw the Scotsman as a romantic rival, and he always wanted Lavery out of the way. I, on the other hand, have no issue with the man.
You'd do anything for my father. So, tell me the truth. Are you the reason Duke's in the hospital? Did you have something to do with his collapse?
If I was to take such an extreme action, I wouldn't waste it going after your father's romantic rival. I'd go after my own.
Ava Jerome, Kiki's mother.
Right. The same. Duke thinks she's part of the Jerome crime family.
Well, yeah, I've heard of them. They were powerful back in the late 80s.
The Jeromes were ruthless.
Yeah.
They were so violent. Duke clashed with them on numerous occasions, and they tried to kill him more than once.
So Ava's connected to these people.
I don't know. You know, he questioned her more than once. But of course, Ava denied being related to the crime family in any way. But Duke said she was very evasive. And there's at least one major discrepancy in her financial record.
You've been investigating her?
No, I haven't. Duke has. He warned her. He said that he was going to keep digging.
Well, I guess she didn't like that. But would she go this far to try and get rid of him, try and kill him?
Anything's possible, really.
Well, was she at the party? I mean, there were some people there I didn't recognize, but,
Lucy.
Ava Jerome was with Lucy.
No, she came to me. Lucy told me that there was a suspicious blonde woman there. And then when she took me over to find her, she disappeared.
I'll go have a chat with Ava Jerome.
You do that. I need you to get to the bottom of this.
Hey, try not to worry. Okay, I'll go take care of this. You take care of Duke.
Yeah. Has anything changed?
Yeah, there is.
But we don't know whether he's going to live or die.
We can't celebrate at a time like this. There's no way we can get married now.
I understand what happened to Duke, and I feel terrible about what he and Anna are going through.
Then you understand why we can't get married today.
I have to say, I think that they would understand a non-refundable catering deposit.
Nancy, are you serious?
Dead serious. I get that that was probably a poor choice of words, but you guys have to get remarried today. It's what I've always hoped for.
Sweetheart, we're still going to get remarried, just not today.
Our friend is sick. We have to focus on him right now. We have to postpone the wedding.
For how long?
Until Duke recovers.
Mom, that could take weeks, and then we're gonna have to start from scratch. That's booking new vendors, sending out a whole other round of invitations.
We did it once, we'll do it again.
No, Mom, this wedding has to happen today.
Why?
Because of Georgie.
So I've been reading up on propofol, and it's intended to relax the recipient into a deep slumber. But an overdose, such as was administered to Duke, can cause the slumber to become permanent.
But I thought Duke Lavery was supposed to be one of the good guys, so who'd want to kill him?
Well, yeah, in his current life, he is an honest, upstanding, trustworthy citizen. But I'm afraid to say that his history is a long and somewhat variegated history. I mean, he was a money launderer and an alleged gangster, and his unsuccessful placement in witness protection resulted in decades of incarceration in a foreign prison where he may have collected any number of enemies.
Dude really knows how to piss people off.
Yeah, and seeing how quickly Dante made his exit, I bet they have a lead.
Oh, speaking of leads, do you have any intel on the Bridges Ubermooter?
Oh, well, no intel per se, but I do have a hypothesis.
Which is?
Well, I mean, after her medical license was stripped, the young Lisa Westbrook must have wanted to eliminate any trace of her infamy. She probably changed her name.
Well, how do we even begin to find her new identity?
I have no fear, my good friend. I can unearth any secret, no matter how deeply buried it is.
I think this card is going to make your Uncle Duke feel much better.
So do I.
What's the skirt he's wearing?
A tutu. I made him put it on the night you and Daddy were hooking up.
What? Hooking up?
That's what Felix says.
You sure you don't know anything about Duke?
Eat. You need to keep your strength up. And it's not as though you could get any fatter.
Oh, well, you never miss an opportunity to criticize me. It's really quite impressive.
Spare me the litany of your wounded feelings. I want to hear about the childbirth class.
I didn't think you believed in that kind of thing.
I don't, the way they coddle new parents these days. But that doesn't mean we can't exploit the opportunity to further our goals. So, tell me, what happened with you and Patrick? Did you use the time to bond with him?
I did. Actually, I ended up telling him the truth.
So what's changed with Duke?
His vitals are improving.
Already?
Yeah, he should be waking up.
When? Really?
I can't say for sure. It could be a few minutes or it could be a few hours, but I'm very optimistic. Everything looks great. Of course.
Thank you. You're so wonderful, Patrick. Thank you so much.
Keep your
Thank
voice
you.
down. Don't let it pick me. What she says about my ego.
Yeah. So what do we do now? I mean, is there anything else we can do for him?
Right now, we just got to keep him comfortable, but I've talked with the rest of my staff. Everybody's on the same page, right?
Yeah. Then you should go home.
No. I want to see him through this.
You just said that you're optimistic about it, so then you should go.
Fine, Anna. I don't.
Your staff can help me. Please, go back to Emma. You've done enough.
Okay. Could always use a hug from her. Shower wouldn't hurt. But as soon as I'm all fixed up, I'll come back and check up on him, okay? Good.
Thank you so much. Okay. Okay, handsome. There's something you need to know.
I have no idea who, besides us, would want Duke Lavery out of the picture.
You know, this would be a really bad time to lie to me, Ava.
It wasn't me. But wouldn't it be nice if some other enemy of Duke's did our dirty work for us?
Yes, well, let's not count our chickens yet, sister. If there's one thing I know about Duke Lavery, the man is extremely hard to kill.
I love you so much. More even than I did all those years ago. I didn't even think that was possible. But it's probably because I know what life is like without you. You're so precious to me. I've fallen madly in love with you again. I couldn't bear to lose you. Felix, he's awake, he's awake.
Oh, that's joyous news. Hopefully I can compound it.
Oh, Maxie, I miss your sister every single day. I know how excited she would be to know that Mac and I are back together again.
She always believed we would. You know, and we're all sorry that she can't be here to see it happen.
But the good news is, with or without the piece of paper, we are together, and that's exactly what she wanted.
I know. Georgie was a very spiritual person. She'd be the first to say that marriage is about more than a party and a dress.
I don't understand why it is that we have to be married for Georgie.
No, you don't. When I said Georgie, I wasn't talking about my sister.
Then who did you mean?
Did you mean the baby?
I told Patrick he's not the father of your child. Why would you do something so stupid?
We just watched the childbirth video, and Patrick got all emotional. And I realized that he's already given his heart to this baby, and I couldn't stand that it wasn't his.
So you told him it's not?
No, I didn't.
Gott im Himmel, are you trying to give me a heart attack? You said you told him the truth.
I did. About how I threatened to get an abortion to manipulate him into caring about the baby, and how I lied about my severe morning sickness in hopes that he'd invite me to live with him.
So, did he, as they say, did he kick you to the curb?
No. Actually, the opposite happened. And Patrick and I have never been so close. And this sealed the deal. Oh.
Baby Jerome.
Can I help you?
Dante Falconeri, PCPD.
Oh, of course. You're Morgan's brother.
Yeah. You're Kiki's mother.
I am indeed. So that makes us practically family. Are you here to see your brother?
No, actually, I'm here to talk to you about Duke Lavery.
Oh, I was just reading about that.
Uh-huh.
Do they know what's wrong with him yet?
Yeah, Duke, he got a near-lethal dose of a very powerful drug.
Near lethal? Oh. Are you saying someone tried to kill him?
Yeah, it would appear so. So I was just wondering if you knew anything about this.
Well, I barely know the man. We've run into each other once or twice at ELQ, but I have no reason to hurt him.
Unless you were a member of the Jerome crime family.
BP's coming up. Heart rate steady. The oxygen stats are in the 90s. Mr. Lavery, you're gonna be okay.
You hear that?
He's still clearing the propofol from his system. He'll be groggy for a little while.
But that's temporary, right?
Well, like Dr. Drake said, there's no sign of permanent damage. I'm gonna go talk to the toxicologist, let her know what's going on.
Okay. Thank you so much, Felix.
Anytime, Commissioner.
I'm telling you, you have me quite worried.
What happened?
You collapsed at the floating rib at Mac and Felicia's party.
Why?
Why? Somebody drugged you. We don't know who yet.
I do.
I love being the bearer of good news.
So the commissioner was correct. Mr. Lavery's awakened?
He's still a little groggy, but getting more alert. I have to update the toxicologist.
Well, is there still more reason for concern?
Nah, relax. I predict the hot Scot will be back to his former glory after some R&R.
Oh, good. Well, Maxine and the rest of the wedding party will be happy to hear this bright news.
The rivalry between Duke Lavery and the Jeromes is pretty well documented.
Yes, I believe I have heard something about that. But again, I don't know what it has to do with me. I'm not part of that family.
Right, as you said.
So do you think that every Smith in the phone book is related to the Frank Smith who once ran organized crime in Port Charles?
No, I think Jerome is not quite as common as Smith is.
You know, that's actually a really good point, Detective.
Thank you. And you are?
Me? I'm Derek Wells. I'm just here because Ava was helping me with some artwork that I was going to invest in.
Is that your only business with her?
My only... Oh, yeah. No, listen, but hey, I mean, if she's, involved in some sort of criminal activity, I might have to take my business elsewhere.
I can assure you both my business dealings are legal and above reproach.
And I certainly don't know anything about what happened to Duke Lavery. So unless you have a warrant, this conversation is over.
I guess I'll show myself out.
What a pity. My daughter is married to your brother, yet you can't find the decency to treat me like family.
Well, you know how it is. I have a family, you have yours. I'm gonna find out more about yours.
You know who drugged you? How?
I saw her.
Her? It was a woman? Was it Ava Jerome?
Ava?
Yes, because Lucy said she saw a suspicious woman at the party. It was Ava. Was it? Is that who you saw?
No! Oh! It's you, lady. It's you. No. wasn't Ava.
Is that a Schwanzen?
Looks like it.
You're having a boy.
You should have seen Patrick. He was so happy. He told me he's been hoping for a boy.
A son is far superior to a daughter.
Thanks.
Oh, don't sulk. It's unbecoming and unnecessary. You have a son. You must name him César.
Caesar? Are you kidding? You want me to call my son Caesar?
I insist. It's a marvelous tribute to your father.
Are you serious?
I'm always serious. I can't wait to see your father's face when I tell him the great news.
Well then, why wait? Why don't you tell him right now?
Bitte? Is something wrong?
No, you've overstayed your welcome. Not that I even invited you in the first place. So why don't you just slither back to Europe? Here, take your bag and get the hell
No, don't
out of there.
Don't touch that. This is my bag. You never had the right to.
What's wrong with you?
It wasn't Ava who drugged you? Are you sure?
It was...
Who?
Obrecht.
What is wrong with you, Julian?
What is with you and these violent outbursts?
Why would you act suspicious of me in front of Dante Falconeri?
I am just messing with you, sis. He doesn't know anything. He's just a dumb cop.
He's a detective.
Oh, come on. They'll hand those promotions out to anybody these days.
Especially to the son of Sonny Corinthos. That's right.
Well, isn't that convenient? Now, that's what I call having a cop in your back pocket.
And who knows how much Dante confides in his father. He could be on his way to Sonny's right now to give him an update.
Well, you do have a point. If we're gonna take Sonny out, Detective Falconeri is an issue that we need to address.
So, Spinelli said that Duke is definitely awake. He's still a little groggy, but he's gonna be fine.
Oh, that is great. Anna must be so relieved.
Spinelli said she hasn't left Duke's side at all.
Oh, I'm so happy for both of them. This is the best news I've heard all day.
Tell me about it. Now, maybe you guys can still get married?
Hey, looks like Duke's gonna be okay.
Yeah, it's great news.
What's wrong?
I think we have a problem.
What is this?
What does it look like, Schatzi?
Honestly, roadkill.
It's a wig. I'm considering what the Americans call a makeover. And you know what they say about blondes? They have more fun. Perhaps I will too.
1, that's not possible. 2, I don't believe you. What else are you lying about?
So I've been running the name Lisa Westbourne through every obscure international database that I know of, and we will soon have the name that Teutonic plague is currently using.
Does that mean what I think it means?
We have our answer. She did indeed change her name from Westbourne to
Obrecht? You thought you saw Obrecht last night?
I saw her.
No, you didn't. You're confused. We were talking about Obrecht. That's why you're thinking about her. She's not in Port Charles. She's been in hiding.
Not anymore.
Nobody knows where Liesel Obrecht is. Duke, the woman who did this to you, who we think did this to you, she was blonde.
It's a wig. Anna, she was wearing a wig. Obrecht is... She's here. She's in Port Charles.
Those are my things, Britta, and I want you to get off me. Show some respect.
What is this?
Maybe now you and Matt can still get married?
Oh, I don't know, Maxie. I think it's best for everyone if we just wait. Don't you agree, Mac?
Why? The only reason you wanted to postpone the wedding is because you were worried about Duke, and now we know he's gonna be fine, so let's get this show on the road.
I'm happy that you and Britt found some peace. It makes your life easier, and it's better for the baby to have parents in harmony.
Yeah, call me crazy, but this thing might just work out.
I don't want to be a downer.
Okay.
But since you and Britt really are going to be co-parents, I think it might be important for you to know what Spinelli dug up about her mother.
Let me guess, nothing good.
It turns out everything Britt told us about her mother is a lie.
And indeed, she did change her name from Westbourne to Obrecht.
Lisa Obrecht. Sounds like a brick wall.
No wonder sussing out information from her proved difficult. We were looking for the wrong person.
But now that we have a name, we can finally find out what the Bridges' mom's been up to.
Let's see what else you're lying about.
And I
Get
want
off
to touch
me.
it.
What is this? Huh?
None of your business.
Mother, what have you done?
It's been a long night and morning. You are confused, as Liesl Obrecht is the woman who attacked Robert.
She also helped Faison keep me prisoner in that horrendous clinic. And I've never been more sure of anything in my life. She's here. She's in Port Charles. Dr. Obrecht is the person who drugged me last night.
We're clear.
Yeah, for the time being. Well, if our information is correct, this could be Jerry Jack's base of operations. I hope you got your A game on, English. I have a feeling this could all go down right here, right now.
Keep it down, will you?
Apologies.
Are you still not feeling any better?
No, not yet. You think there's any chance that that medicine I got was just a placebo?
I don't know. But something's not sitting right.
Yeah, lunch. Don't ever let me order extra jalapenos again.
It's just that there are plenty of countries that don't have extradition agreements with the WSB. Why would Jerry end up hiding out in a small town in Pennsylvania?
I don't know. It's a real kick in the ass, though, isn't it? I go all the way to Geneva, back to Ireland, and that psycho is only a train ride away. It makes sense to me, though, in a weird way, that he would like this place, given all that went down here.
Yeah, I remember the time you couldn't get 5 feet away from a newspaper without reading about the tragedy. What did they call it?
The loving murders.
This search could unearth some seriously messed up stuff.
Worse than medical ethics violations?
Did I tell you that the Bridges' parents came up in a conversation a few months ago? She told me that her mom was some mad scientist and her father was an international terrorist.
I mean, surely that was hyperbole.
I thought so then. I'm just hoping it's still the case. I mean, you don't change your identity for nothing. You know, I'm just saying.
All right, Lisa Obrecht. Who are you?
It's just medicine shots.
It's propofol. You have absolutely no reason to be taking this.
Do I need to remind you I'm a physician? Regardless of what some supervisory boards claim.
Don't lie to me, Mother.
It was for a patient.
Hello. I'm a doctor, too. A real one. This vial is empty. There's enough meds in here to put someone in a coma. Oh, my God. I was right. You're responsible for what happened to Duke Lavery?
You were drugged with propofol. That's the same sedative that mad woman used on Robert.
Yes.
If you're right about this,
She was outside the floating rib last night.
So she's here in Port Charles. That means she's my responsibility to bring to justice, and before she hurts anyone else. Okay. Did she say anything to you? Did she give you any indication about what her plans were?
I threatened to take her to the police, and then I lost consciousness.
The last thing I want to do is leave you right now, but I gotta start a search.
Please go.
I love you.
I love you too. Anna, please be careful out there. She's a dangerous woman. She's a force to be reckoned with.
So am I.
Hey, is it true? Is Duke gonna be okay?
That's the very good word on the street.
No one says word on the street. Mike does. He should stop.
Okay, well, whatever. It's excellent news because now we're free to go forward with this wedding, right?
See, this woman knows what she's talking about.
Are you sure you want to go through the wedding today?
Why not?
Oh, come on.
Honey, it just doesn't feel right.
Look, I can't get married while my best man's laid up in the hospital.
So you're saying if Duke's here and he's okay, then everything can proceed as planned? Leave everything to me.
Yeah, Commissioner.
Dante, I need you to start a search for a wanted criminal.
Okay. You all right?
The woman who attacked Duke last night.
Okay, you give me a name, I'll put out an APB.
Dr. Liesel Obrecht.
Commissioner?
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
No, Smiley.
Did you say Liesel Obrecht?
Dante, I'm gonna call you back. Yes, I did. Why?
We can help you find her.
From what I heard, Corinth wasn't a bad little town before all this went down. Most of the population abandoned it for the city.
Well, it's difficult for Corinth to recover with all these abandoned homes. This is her, isn't it? The killer.
Gwyneth Alden.
Ironic. She wiped out pretty much all of her family and friends in some twisted attempt to take away their pain.
Yeah. Speaking of which, what do you say we get a move on here? Let's split up. See if we can find Jerry Jacks or one of his associates. You got your weapon?
I do.
Obrecht is a wanted criminal who's harmed countless victims, some of them very close to me. So this better be on the up and up, guys, because I can't waste
She's
time.
not the one that put your man in a coma.
Yes, she is.
I was deeply relieved to hear from Mr. Lavery's swift recovery.
Oh, thank you. Good. Great. Can we get back to Dr. Obrecht? How is it possible that you know her?
More like know of her. Say hi to the Bridges' mom.
I already told you I had nothing to do with this. I thought we were already done with that.
No. You might be done with it. I'm still stuck on the wig and the empty vial in your purse. Just admit it, Mother. You drugged an innocent man. Now chances are he's gonna die.
Congratulations, Britta. You caught me.
How could you do something like this? Why?
Come here. Don't overreact, Britta. It's horribly unbecoming. Besides, I've done far worse than this.
What are you talking about, Mother? What have you done?
Crazy.
Can I speak with you for a minute?
Sure, yeah.
Bye.
Don't get married without me.
Not a chance. Not a chance. Hey, thanks for coming, you guys. Even though it's a non-event.
Bite your tongue. The universe wants you and Felicia to get married. And if that doesn't pan out, we've got Maxie.
Gives Relentless a whole new name, doesn't she?
Maxie just wants her mom to be happy.
Her mom. And you. You know, father isn't just a name you put on a birth certificate. It's the guy who pours the juice in the morning. Goes to the dance recitals. Scares off a few boyfriends.
And he's the guy who is there.
Maxie sees you as her father. And I know Robin did too.
Yeah, well, Robin, I mean, all she ever wanted was for me to settle down and find love. She'd be over the moon to know Felicia and I found our way back together.
Robin's here, and she knows she's spreading her memories and her spirit and her love. Robin will always be with us.
How do you... Wait, you met Britt's mother?
I didn't know it was Britt's mother. I was at the airport dropping my father off at the nurse's ball.
And what, she just came up to you?
Oh, she dropped one of those neck pillows and I picked it up for her.
Are you Patrick Drake, the doctor?
Yes, I am.
Then I have something important to tell you. About your wife. I watched the nurse's ball on television last night, and I was quite moved by your tribute to your wife. Love like that never dies, does it?
What did she say?
Nothing that made much sense, to be honest. She's particularly interested in Robin.
Explains a lot about the woman Patrick dated.
You can call her the Bridge.
No, I'll call her Dr. Westbourne.
Yeah,
suit yourself.
The fact that the doctors are mother and daughter is just the beginning of their entanglement.
Oh, yeah? What else?
Okay, Brad, our somewhat skeevy lab boss, he and the Witch of the Westbourne are pretty tight. He says that she and her mother have been working together, and I don't mean treating patients.
I presume Obrecht's daughter has been harboring her somewhere.
Oh, yeah, but where? I mean, the Bridge has been staying at my apartment for months.
I don't know. I'd like to talk to the bridge, Dr. Westbourne.
Go for it. She's home. 135 Hyde Street, apartment 22.
Do I have your permission to enter uninvited?
Whatever you need.
Okay, and that you'll keep this quiet, because right now we have the element of surprise. I don't want to screw that up.
Yes, that's my middle name.
Thank you. You've helped me immensely. Dante?
Oh, Commish.
Mother, you put a man in a coma. What could possibly be worse than that?
Jerry Jacks paid a handsome price for his cure, 88 million. Though Cesar can no longer provide you with it, his hidden asset was you all along, my little Robin. I'm sorry for disturbing you, but with Faison captured, I didn't know how to proceed.
Well, don't leave me hanging. What'd you find?
Worse than a coma. That would mean that you killed someone, didn't you?
I have done no such thing. I'm different than your father, Britta. I am a healer. Everything I've ever done has been to save a life.
Whose? Please tell me, because I have never been more terrified of you.
If you insist, I will tell you everything. Every last detail. But remember, you asked for the truth.
This is unreal. The Bridge was telling the truth, for once.
Oh, about her mother, at least.
Let's hope that the terrorist father thing's just a ploy to shake me up.
You're not feeling sympathy for her, are you?
Wait, having that dungeon master for a mother?
Well, regardless of what house we were born into, we do control our own destiny.
What are you guys talking about?
Greetings. We were just discussing...
Spinelli's last fortune cookie.
It was most insightful.
You guys are talking about Game of Thrones again, aren't you? Am I the only one not watching that nerd fest? Hey, how's Duke? Is Anna with him?
Yeah, he's faring better. The commissioner, she's,
She had to leave. She had, police business.
Great. What about her maid of honor business? Well, maybe I can salvage what's left of the best man.
Okay, look, for the record, I'm only on season 2 of Game of Thrones. Should we have said something?
No. Commissioner Devane insisted on secrecy, and she's due any day. We don't need to add any undue stress.
Are you sure you're feeling okay?
Yeah, I should be better in no time.
As in, like, 2 hours? Because I think you'd look much better in a tux than a hospital gown. And I really need you to be Mac's best man.
I'd like nothing better. But unfortunately, the doctor wants me to stay here for at least 24 hours.
You know, I'm pretty tight with the chief of neurosurgery.
My girlfriend is too.
Okay, right, but nobody can convince Patrick to do things like I can. Maybe I can talk him into giving you some sort of special permission since he's already going to be there and he could, like, supervise you medically.
I'm sorry, Maxie.
It's not your fault. I just really wanted there to be a wedding today after all.
Why shouldn't there be a wedding?
Because my mom and Mac want to wait until you're feeling better.
No, that's ridiculous.
That's what I said. No offense to you, of course.
Nothing should interfere with their day. Mac and Felicia waited so long to be together. My circumstances can't stop that wedding.
Well, then I suggest you start making some phone calls because they're not going to listen to me.
What about Kevin? Couldn't Kevin take my place and be best man?
Probably. But what about Anna? With Lucy performing the ceremony, who's going to be my mom's maid of honor?
I think I might be looking at her.
Would Mother be interested in Robin?
She said she watched a nurse's ball on TV and that she was moved by my tribute. She congratulated me on the baby.
So then she saw Britt crash the event.
This is beyond strange.
Okay, so she was in town for the big announcement and then just pretended like she didn't know her own daughter?
Why would she do that? Embarrassment?
Or maybe because she put Britt up to it.
It started after your father was captured by that horrible Anna Devane. She and her former lover, Robert Scopio, had been a nuisance to your father for decades. Someone needed to teach them a lesson.
I always thought that was so weird. The way that you kept pushing me onto Patrick. You'd never shown an interest in my social life before. Then there you were all of a sudden, like tripping over yourself to help me win him.
You're welcome.
When I told you that his wife had died, that he was Robin's husband, you said that it was just a coincidence. Was it just a coincidence?
It's nothing to do with Patrick.
Then what the hell does it have to do with?
Language! Your father had some loose ends that needed tying up. I tied them.
What loose ends, Mother?
What's with the wheels?
See for yourself.
Yeah, this is a new model.
Precisely, and if this house has been abandoned for 18 years...
And somebody's been here recently.
Using this chair. Are you thinking what I'm thinking?
Well, it could be a bit of a reach, but if Jerry's as sick as we think he is, he might need this chair. I know I wouldn't mind a ride in it.
The point is that whoever this chair belongs to, there's a chance that he or she is still in this house.
Thanks for meeting me here.
After what Obrecht did to Robert and Duke, I want her put behind bars just as much as the next guy.
Two voices.
Britt and her mother.
Let's find out. Shut your mouth.
So if everything you've done is for him...
Have you changed your mind? Do you not want to know?
Tell me.
All right. But if I do, you'll be just as culpable as myself. The chronology.
Britt Westbourne, open up, PCPD.
I told you guys to get ready. These are not your game time faces. This is your wedding day.
What about Duke?
He said we should continue on without him. I'm taking him on his word. So should you.
Anna's not here either.
Yeah, unfortunately, the commissioner was called away on important business.
But fortunately, you have me as a maid of honor.
Are you good with that?
Lovely. Okay, now that that's settled, where is the best man? Lucy, tell me Kevin's in the bathroom.
Kevin's in the bathroom.
She doesn't mean that, does she?
Kevin is gone. G-O-N-E. Gone, gone, gone.
Where?
Does it matter?
Okay, it's fine. Don't panic. We have you.
Me?
Yes, Spinelli. You're the only guy here.
You know, Mac tolerates me at best. I don't think of it.
Please, Spinelli, you have to be the best man. You're my only hope.
You know what? If it means that I get to marry the woman I love, I can tolerate you.
Yes!
Just keep the babble to the minimum.
No, I can absolutely assure you that with the utmost certainty that there will be no... Right.
Okay, let's get you changed.
Really?
There you go. Wow. Yeah. You look gorgeous. Mac's not gonna know what hit him.
Thank you. You look pretty stunning yourself.
Please, I look like a parade float.
Oh, stop it. You're beautiful. Practically glowing.
Mom, they say that to all pregnant women. It's just sweat. Here, sit. Besides, it's all worth it for little Georgie.
So do you think that you may be getting a little too invested in this baby? Because if I've done anything to make you confused about the boundaries...
What are you talking about?
You called her Georgie twice now.
Would you guys just let it go? I mean, maybe if Dante and Lulu gave the baby a name already.
That's truly all it is.
Well, I have to call her something. I know this baby is not mine.
Okay. And for the record, I'm glad you took back the name. It warms my heart to think that someday you'll have a little girl of your own named Georgie.
Sorry.
She should be here.
Who?
Georgie. Do you realize how excited she would be if she knew Mac and I were back together again?
I'm excited.
I know. I think with Georgie, it's just a little bit different because Mac is the only father that she ever knew.
I wish she had gotten the chance to know Dad. I wish she had gotten the chance to do a lot of things, but it was all taken from her.
Not your love. She never lost that. It's been a rough year, hasn't it?
Oh, I've had better.
Well, it certainly didn't help me dropping in out of the sky.
We're in a good place now.
We're in a great place. Because of you. You let me back into your life when you didn't have to, Maxie.
You're my mom.
I haven't always acted like one. Thank you for giving me another chance. I promise I won't waste it. My little girl. All grown up. So compassionate, so strong. You're gonna be an exceptional mother someday. Do you know that?
I love you, Mom. I love you too.
Hey, where have you been? We can't start our wedding without the most beautiful flower girl in the whole world.
Come on, let's go find Maxie, figure out what you're supposed to be.
Well, big day. Yeah, been a long time coming. Wasn't sure if it ever would.
Pretty sure Robin knew it was gonna come. She'd be very happy for you and Felicia.
You know, when Robin passed away, everything just stopped. I mean, didn't seem to be a point to life anymore. But it goes on, whether you want it to or not.
And it does.
You end up picking up the pieces without even realizing it. You know, finding happiness wherever you can.
And in walks Felicia.
Robin and Maxie were the ones that made me realize not only was my life not over, but it was actually worth living.
I'm really happy you got there, Mac.
Hey, believe it or not, Robin would be happy you got there too.
Well, we swept the entire house. There's no one here. I think we've been lied to.
Could be. Check this out.
What?
Give me your hand. Look. No cobwebs. And this. The bookcase was here until recently.
Somebody moved it. Why?
That's a damn good question.
I wish I could hear from Anna. And she's out chasing the vile woman who did this to me. I wonder where they are.
Okay, look. I'm supposed to keep this on the DL, but I doubt the commissioner was referring to you.
What do you know?
It turns out that Obrecht's daughter is none other than my roommate from hell.
We know you're in contact with your mother, Dr. Lisa Obrecht.
Just a second.
What have you done? You've got the police on your own. That's where I did.
Open the door. Dr. Westmore will break it down.
Should we do?
On three, okay? 1, 2, 3.
Where do you think it goes?
Only one way to find out.
So Obrecht has had a connection in Port Charles the entire time.
I always knew the bridge was cruel and twisted, but I never thought she'd be involved in something so violent.
What do you think? What did you call her?
The bridge.
Do you think she was involved in what happened to me?
I don't know for sure. But if she did, she and her mama are both gonna get what they deserve in the form of one pissed-off police commissioner.
I sincerely hope you're correct. But from my experience, you can't underestimate Liesl Obrecht. She held me captive. God knows what else she's capable of.
Go in. Wow, my nearest and dearest beloveds, we are here today once again to join Mac and Felicia in holy matrimony. Finally. And as we all know, marriage is not an institution that should be entered into lightly. So I know it's just a formality at this point, but I do need to say that if there is anyone here who knows of any reason these amazing, beautiful, wonderful, fantastic people should not wed today, please speak now and forever hold your peace.